There's a piece of tech that is completely changing the game for AI, and odds are it's already working on the phone in your pocket right now. It's called federated learning, and its whole purpose is to make AI smarter without ever compromising our privacy.
So that sounds kind of like a paradox, right? I mean, how can an AI possibly learn from all of our personal stuff, our photos, our texts, our health data, without ever actually seeing it? Well, believe it or not, that's the central puzzle we're going to solve today.
Okay, so to really get why this new approach is such a big deal, we first have to talk about why the old way of doing AI is, well, it's breaking. The classic model, where you just suck up all the data into one giant server, it's hitting a wall, a big one. It's actually facing what you could call a three-pronged crisis.
First up, the sheer amount of data is just insane. I mean, think about it. We're creating a tsunami of data every single second on our phones, our watches, even in our cars. Trying to ship all of that to one central place, it's just not practical anymore. There's this cool term for it, data gravity. The data is just so massive, so heavy, it has its own gravity and doesn't want to move.
Then there's the privacy piece, and this is a huge one. We're all way more conscious about our data rights these days, and for good reason. You've got these powerhouse laws like GDPR over in Europe and HIPAA for healthcare. They've put up some serious legally binding guardrails on how companies can even touch our personal info. It's turned the old way of collecting data into a total legal minefield.
And number 3, we've got the data silo problem. Just picture this. A hospital has a treasure trove of life-saving patient data. A bank has super-sensitive financial data. Are they going to share that with each other? No way. They can't, and they won't. So what you end up with are these isolated islands of incredibly valuable information that AI just can't get to.
So, okay, we've got this mess, right? Data that's too big, too private, and locked away. So where does AI go from here? Well, this is exactly where federated learning enters the chat. And it doesn't just offer a small fix. Oh no, it flips the entire script on its head.
So what is it? Put simply, federated learning is a framework where a whole bunch of different devices, or even big organizations, we call them clients, all work together to train one shared AI model. And here's the absolute magic of it. Their raw, sensitive data, it never, ever leaves their device. It stays right where it is. And this right here, this is the aha moment. For decades, the rule for AI was simple. Bring all the data to the model. Shovel it all into one place. Federated learning just flips that around. It says, nope, let's bring the model to the data. And that one simple, elegant inversion, that's what solves all 3 of those huge problems we just talked about. It's a total game changer.
Okay, so how does this actually work? Like, what are the mechanics? The best way I've found to think about it is to imagine the AI model as a traveling teacher. In all of our phones and devices, they're like individual classrooms, each one filled with unique knowledge.
So let's walk through the teacher's journey. Step 1, a central server creates a pretty basic, generic model. Think of this as our brand new teacher who doesn't know much yet. Step 2, the server sends a copy of this teacher out to a bunch of different classrooms. Step 3, now inside each classroom, the teacher learns privately using only the local data on that one device, no peeking. And step 4, this is the most important part. The classrooms don't send their private student data back. No way. They only send back the lessons learned, a tiny, anonymous summary of what the teacher figured out. These are called model updates. And finally, step 5, the central server gathers up all these little lessons and averages them together to create a much smarter, much improved global teacher. Then the whole cycle starts all over again, with the model getting smarter and smarter with every trip.
Now, it's not a one-size-fits-all thing. Federated learning really comes in 2 main flavors. You've got cross-device federation. This is the massive scale version, dealing with millions of devices like our phones. Think smart keyboards. Then you have cross-silo federation. This is for a much smaller, more tight-knit group, like say 10 hospitals or 5 banks working together. The underlying idea is the same, but the scale and what you use it for are totally different.
And look, I know this might still sound a bit like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it's absolutely not. This tech is already here. It's running in the background, right now, on things you use every single day.
Let's kick things off with the device that's probably within arm's reach, your smartphone.
You know when your phone's keyboard just magically predicts the next word you're about to type? Yep, that's federated learning. Or how about when your voice assistant gets better and better at understanding your specific voice, but without shipping all your voice recordings to some server in the cloud? That's it too. It's what allows for this incredible personalization while keeping your private texts and voice commands, well, private.
All right, let's shift gears from our phones to a place where the stakes are literally life and death, the hospital.
In this scenario, you can have hospitals from all over the world collaborating to train a single AI to become a world-class expert at spotting tumors in MRI scans. And the incredible part is, they can do all of this without a single sensitive patient record ever leaving the safety of its own hospital. This isn't just theory. This is enabling a level of collaboration that's saving lives.
And it's not just medicine. The same idea works wonders in the world of finance.
Think about it. Banks are fierce competitors. They would never share their customer data with each other. But with federated learning, they don't have to. They can team up to train a shared model that gets incredibly good at sniffing out complex fraud schemes. They're pooling their insights, not their data. And by doing that, they can catch sophisticated criminals that any one bank, working alone, would probably miss.
Okay, so as amazing as all this sounds, I want to be clear. It's not a silver bullet. Not yet, anyway. There's still some pretty significant challenges that the smartest people in this field are working really hard to solve. Really, the hurdles fall into two big buckets. First, a technical one, dealing with really diverse and messy data. My phone's data looks totally different from your phone's data. The AI has to learn from all these unique sources without getting confused. It's a tricky balancing act. Then there's the security challenge. Even though the raw data never moves, some very clever attacks could potentially try to reverse engineer private info just from those lessons learned updates. So a lot of research is going into making those updates even more secure.
But even with those challenges, the future here is just incredibly exciting. This quote really nails it. The big idea behind federated learning isn't just about bolting privacy on as an afterthought, it's about building the future of AI on top of a foundation of privacy. It's making privacy a feature, not a bug.
And that really leaves us with one last big question to chew on. Once we start building AI where trust and privacy are baked in from the very start, what kind of amazing new collaborations will we unlock? What problems could we solve that seem impossible today?